Audience of one. There's a quote. Os Guinness says in The Call, "The greatest deeds are done before the audience of one, and that is enough. Those who are seen and sung by the audience of one can afford to be careless about lesser audiences." This goes out to all those who stand in front of a pulpit, sing in a choir, stir up a crowd for praise of God, and anyone else who is put on stage. And this is also for those in the background, behind the scenes, prepping, cooking, cleaning, readying, setting, placing, sitting, and standing. Anyone that does things others rarely see. And we are never. Emphasis on never. To please men or women, but as men and women we are to please He that calls us to a holy living. So I question and ask, why do we do what we do when we're called to serve Him who is living and true, the Lord of Lords and King of Kings, our mighty God, our everything? We do, I would hope, because God calls us to the task. And contrary to popular demand, He doesn't call us to just sit back and relax. So He sets us to a holy work, called ministry, if you prefer, so that our hearts and minds would gladly stir and encourage brother him or sister her. But to think, if ministry were non-existent, who would replace the people in them? What do you call a pastor who's not a pastor but a spiritual man speaking a spiritual disaster? And what do you call a group leader if there's no one to lead and no one to be teacher? No preacher, no greeter, not even a person who's skilled with his hands in the kitchen to cut bread and meat either? Nope, not one. So we now establish the service we have in Him. But this, my friends, is not yet done, because we all do the things for the audience of one. That's the Father, the Spirit, and Christ, God's Son. For it is impossible, to say the least, to please all the people that you will meet. Some might not like what you say, others will. Some might not obey, others might. Some might not hold to the praise team staff as wrong, and still others might see Him singing in the light. But the perspective is such that the one who would matter, the one that should truly care, is the one who created the fish in the sea and the birds up there in the air. So sing to your heart's content, even if it be a little off-key. Play that bass or guitar and play it hardcore, yeah, for Him to see. Preach that sermon, cook those dishes, wash and wax them floors, build that fixture, pray those prayers, and meet a little more. Like David dancing like a fool upon winning back the ark. Give your all in service to our God. And one more thing, let's get to work.